What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to go over what I think is the best in slot gear for Mage. I figured it'd also be a good time to go over the new Artisan tab that Intrepid gave us this phase. So, first, let's take a look at armor. In my opinion, I think the best in slot armor for Mage is going to be a mix and match of a couple different sets. The first set is going to be the Cognizant set, so we can just go ahead and search for Cognizant here. My opinion, you want to build 5 pieces of Cognizant so you can get your light armor bonus. From my findings so far, the best 5 pieces we're going to look at are the headpiece, which it gives you just pure magic power, which is, as a mage, probably one of your best stats. We're also going to go with the jerkin, which also gives you massive amounts of con, magic, defense, power, all stats we're looking for. And we're going to go with the shoulders as well. Now, I know that these have healing power on them and disable evasion, which aren't exactly your best pieces, but as far as other magic pieces go, I think the set bonus that you get on top of the con and the magic defense, these are going to be like your best overall. They might not be the best in slot piece for mage, but I think in terms of set pieces that we're looking at, these are going to give you the most benefit. We're also going to go and grab the belt. Just kind of, it's just another set piece. It gives you the con, the magic defense. Not a bad piece, not the best piece in the slot, but for the overall build that we're looking for, I think this is where you want to go. Bracers we're actually going to skip. Gloves also going to skip. Pants we're also going to skip. Those 3 pieces we're going to look elsewhere. And then we're also going to want to grab the boots, which is going to give you the 209 wisdom, 21 intelligence, which both those stats equal out to about 220, 230 magic power. So as far as tailoring and the light armor pieces, we're going to go with those 5. The big reason you want to go with the Cognizant set 5 piece is because not only do you get the 2 and 4 piece bonus of the 104 wisdom and 130 int, and those bonuses will go higher the higher quality you make them, so you want to go for as high quality as you possibly can. Is you get the Siphon proc, which it grants you a 10% chance to, on any hit that's auto attack or spell hit, to deal 100% spirit damage from that ability, and it will also heal you for the same amount. The Siphon proc, I've noticed with when you get up into the like 300-400 power range, some of your abilities can actually crit for upwards of 1,000 damage, which in the current meta is can be around like 20% of a player's HP, so it's really strong. And then you also get the Abundant Siphon, which takes the internal 60-second cooldown down to 30 seconds. So in those longer fights, you'll get double the amount of Siphon procs that you're looking for. It's really strong. Some people don't like it because you're not able to control which abilities it's going to trigger on, but I still think the overall damage output and the small amount of sustain you get from the healing proc is definitely worth it. So the second set piece we're going to look at is actually going to be an armor smithing. We are going to look at the Sandbastion set. It's a heavy set, but it also gives you magic power bonuses. It's like a heavy magic set. The pieces we really want to look at are the Sandbastion bracers, the gauntlets, and the pants. I think these 3 pieces are insanely good. They're like, not only do I think they're like best in slot as far as set pieces go, I think these are some of the best pieces in those slots for mage. If you just look at the stats on them, you're going to get power, wisdom, intelligence. All 3 are going to boost your power, boost your crit, boost your mana. The gloves, massive amount of wisdom. That's almost 200 magic power and a lot of crit chance in just the wisdom, on top of 221 magic power. Huge. Also crit chance, accuracy, massive pieces. And Sandbastion Greaves, which personally I think is probably the best pair of pants that you can get as a mage. The 420 mage speed, 168 pure power, 252 magic power. I mean, we're talking 400 plus magic power just in one slot. Massive, massive piece here. One of the other things about these pieces is they all give physical defense, which is going to really, really help out because we're getting our light bonus, which is giving us the light armor bonus, giving the magic defense. These pieces are going to help slot into your physical defense, so you're a little bit stronger against those other classes like your fighters, rangers, tanks, stuff like that. As far as set bonus goes, 2-piece, which we were getting, is giving you that 104 con, which that bonus is going to go higher the higher rarity you craft in. So that's massive. I would aim for, at a minimum, heroic. I would strive to try to get these up to epic rarity to get the most out of this set as you can. On top of that, because we're going 3 pieces, we're also getting the strike strike proc chance, which is a 10% chance on any hit again to hit your target for an additional 200% lightning damage. Strike procs for mage endgame build, I've seen hit for over 1500 on crits. It's a massive, massive boost to your DPS, and when you couple that with the siphon and the strike bonus, each one of those has an individual internal cooldown. So you can actually hit a strike siphon on top of your initial ability. So you could be looking at upwards of 3,500 damage with one ability if they all proc at the same time. It doesn't happen often, but it is pretty crazy when it does. So that kind of fills out the armor pieces. Next, we're going to take a look at jewelry. Jewelry, there's a couple different options you can go to. The one that's simple is to look for this set piece. These set pieces, the Petal Shard or Steel Bloom Jewelry. These are just all around good pieces. They all are going to give like power, crit chance, HP, power, crit defense, health regen. All 3 of these are totally fine. You could theoretically just go, 2 earrings, 1 necklace, 2 ring, and be viable. Personally, I'd like to mix and match just a little bit on jewelry, but I would strive to go and get at least 1 earring, the necklace. The necklace is actually, I think, the best piece out of all of them, so I would go for the necklace first. And 1 ring. That way you get the set bonus on top, or the 2 and 3-piece set bonus on top of the stats you get from each one of these. If you go that route, 1 earring, 1 ring, 1 necklace. Next best earring. I like foam cast earring. Does look a little bit odd for a mage, but I think this is the best single defensive piece you could get, like all around defense with the max HP, defense, magic crit defense, and physical defense. This will really help bring your phys defense up in line with your magic defense, so you're a little bit more all around good against phys and magic users. It's not too difficult to craft, needing just like a heartstone, a bullbore ingot, some rough rime. Pretty easy to get in high rarity. Really, really, really good ring or earring. Other options you could look at are Whispered Thoughts, which is going to be more of your offensive side. Gives you just the magic power, crit chance, magic speed. This is a recipe you can get from Carfin, the librarian. Not too hard to get. There is also Void Seeker's Vigil, which again is going to be more of an offensive-sided ring with the magic speed and the magic power. I personally like Foam Cast just for the defense. As far as rings go, to kind of couple with your Petal Shard, Carfin Alumnus is just going to be the best offensive piece. Huge magic power, huge magic speed. The mana regen is not nothing. Some of those regen stats are really, really useful in some of the more drawn-out fights, the more large-scale stuff. There is a defensive ring that I haven't really got a chance to test, but it is really good. It does give you a large amount of power, more power than you can actually get from Petal Shard, but it also hits you with Constitution, which is going to give you 150 max HP on top of more Fizz defense and more crit power. I think this is a secondary option. I think the Carfin Alumnus and the Petal Shard Ring is just the best you want, or the best pieces you want for jewelry. As far as weapons go, melee weapons, there's two schools of thought you can go with. You can go for the like best in slot weapon, which personally I think is the Dreadwake Undertow Great Mace. It's pretty difficult to craft, with needing 60 Dreadwake emblems, which are really hard to find, but it's the highest magic power, most intelligence, gives you good magic speed, and really good max HP. It's just what I think the best stat stick you can find. If you're looking for a more like budget option, there is the Thornstride Scepter, which you only need 40 Thornstride emblems. It's going to give you high power, high intelligence, high crit power, really high magic speed. Not as difficult to craft as the mace, and then you can couple that with a good focus, which is going to be Flickering Flame. Really easy to craft. If you can get the recipe and the boss drop mob, or the boss mob drop. This just gives you really high magic power on top of the power plus the intelligence. I think it's the best offhand for mages that are looking for that pure power stat. As far as bows, I really think we only have one option, and that is the Stormcurrent Squallstring longbow. It's just the overall highest magic power, highest intelligence, highest power longbow that you can get. I think longbow for PvP at least is far and away the best option. There is a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? There's a couple different thought processes on this. There are a couple books that are like, I think, secondary to the longbow. The first one being the Ars et Cantaris. It's more power, more crit, and more intelligence on the for like the stats. The reason I like longbow over the book is just because you get the range and the wound from your longbow. The book, you have to be a little bit closer for your auto attacks, and I personally don't like the auto attack cadence or the finishers that you get on the book. Some people really do like it. Not for me. I think you're not going to lose out going one way or the other. But those are probably your best options for weapon. I kind of stay away from wands, books, and short bows. I just don't really like the way they play. There's also some weird buggy things with a short bow interrupting some of your spell casts on mage, so I think that's just a weapon that's used for, bards or other classes. But as far as I've been able to do testing on PTR and on previous builds, I think going with the 5-piece Cognizant, 3-piece Sandbastion, the jewelry sets I talked about, and the Stormcurrent Squallstring Longbow, and the Dreadwake Undertow Great Mace, I think those are going to be your best in slot pieces as far as mage goes. So that's the guide. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. As always, feel free to like, subscribe, and you can always give me a follow over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Zappers. Thank you.